Hey, what's up guys? Kellen again with Droid Life, and look, it actually does exist and is coming this Thursday. It's the Droid Incredible 4G LTE made by HTC, launching on Verizon, again, this Thursday, July 5th, almost 2 months after, actually that's exactly 2 months since it was announced back at CTIA in May. So available for $149 after $50 mail-in rebate. So I thought we'd gone away with those, but apparently we're bringing them back for the Incredible. Anyway, so you'll pay $200. You'll get it for $149. Unless you order online, you'll probably just get it instantly for $149. Anyway, it's the Droid Incredible 4G LTE by HTC. Let's unbox it, go hands on. All right, so if we bust into this thing, looks like you just pop this out the side. Super minimal packaging, super small, saving the universe. We pop this up, here is the phone. We'll just set that right here for a second. And inside, again, quick start guide. Charger, and it looks like one of those little LTE SIM card thingy-majiggies. Slide that away. Let's talk about the phone. So, no screen protector unless Verizon removed that. This is a review unit that they sent over to us. On the back, we do have this little sticker over the camera to protect it. And the battery, I'm assuming, is already in there because it wasn't in the box. So, anyway, here it is, the Incredible 4G LTE by HTC. So, what do we got spec-wise? We got a 4-inch screen. It's just a Super LCD, not a Super LCD 2 like you've seen on the One X. It's QHD, so it's not HD. You know, QHD, that's sort of about right for this size of a phone. I mean, if you want HD, everything's gonna be really, really tiny on there. So the screen shouldn't really be that big of an issue. It does have a really nice 8 megapixel camera on the back. It's not with HTC's ImageSense chip, so it's going to be a little different than the one you get on the One series. Still should be a really nice, it's f2.2 aperture, should be a really nice camera. You can see it does have Beats audio built into it. That's just software wise, so software boost and music. 4G LTE, again, it's on Verizon. So you've got a volume rocker on the right side. Your lock switch is up top along with your headphone jack and microphone. Nothing on the right side except a micro USB down there at the bottom, and then on the very bottom is your other mic. This top one is probably just a noise canceller, and then you can pop into the back right here. So let's go ahead and do that. If we open this up, if I can get my fingers in there. There we go. Yeah, so battery already in there. It's a 1700 milliamp hour battery, I believe. So we can get that in there. Where are you at? There it is, 1700 milliamp hour, so not huge, not incredibly small. It's actually a pretty thin battery. So this phone does have NFC in it. It's one of Verizon's first NFC devices, actually. So you can use Android Beam, which brings us to the software, which is Ice Cream Sandwich, and it's also running Sense 4.0. Power on, baby. Also on the inside, we have a 1.2 gigahertz Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 processor. It's 1.2 gigahertz, not the 1.5 that we've seen on most of the devices running Qualcomm's. And this battery appears to be dead, so let me grab some juice. All right, so now that we got some juice in it, you can see I'm still cable plugged in here. We're up and we're booted up, so again, it's got the 4-inch screen, QHD, 1.2 gigahertz, Snapdragon. Actually, I'm gonna go in and crank up the brightness here. HTC rearranging. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and go straight down here to About, and we'll confirm all of this stuff. So if we go to software, you can see Android 4.0.3, Sense 4.0. Yeah, that's pretty much your software. In the hardware, it just says dual core processor, but it is the Snapdragon X4 clocked at 1.2 gigahertz, not 1.5. And we believe it's different. They haven't told us exactly, I don't think, what the difference is between the S4 that's clocked 1.5 and 1.2, but there's obviously got to be slightly lesser version if it's only a 1.2. So 4-inch QHD screen, 8 megapixel camera on the back, 1 gigabyte of RAM, VGA front camera, Bluetooth 4.0. And again, it does have NFC, so we'll show you that. So if we go into more up here under mobile networks, we can go ahead and turn NFC on, and Android Beam also got on. So NFC, you can share information, right? Just by tapping your phone to another NFC device or tag or something like that. Let's talk about storage for a second. So the storage on this device is slightly different than you've seen with a lot of devices. So they've given you, it looks like 8 gig internal. Looks like about 2.5 is taken up by Sense 4.0. They've also partitioned off a little bit for apps. And then you can actually throw in an SD card though, up to 32 gigabytes. So you don't have a ton of internal, but you can throw in an SD card and you can definitely have a little bit of space like that. So anyway, let's go back home screen here, right? So Sense 4.0 and Ice Cream Sandwich, you guys have seen this, you know, you can drag stuff onto an app onto another app and create a folder. You know, we've reviewed Sense 4.0 a couple of times, probably about 3 times now. So you guys have seen, you know, how all of this stuff works. I know some people were worried about it being a 1.2 gigahertz dual core and not a quad core. I mean, this Snapdragon S4 is crazy fast. You know, thumbing through screens, jumping between apps and stuff. Other than that first app drawer open, that always is slow on Sense devices. You know, it's just gonna be a fast phone. You can open up, let's go browser. No, I do not want to use Wi-Fi, thanks. That annoys the hell out of me that Verizon does that, but hey, it's part of the game. And it'd be nice if we could actually get this to work. So here's the Sense keyboard. In case you guys haven't seen that in a while. I'm not a big fan of it. So we're on Verizon's LTE, and here is Droid Life. So we've pulled Droid Life up. We can jump in and out of screens. So again, yeah, it's Sense 4.0, it's gonna be fast. The big thing here is that the device is smaller, so it's got that smaller footprint with just a 4-inch screen. And in hand, I mean, coming from the Galaxy S3 and the Nexus and the One X and some of these, even the Razr Max, this phone, it almost feels tiny. And I know 4-inch screen by no means about tiny. A lot of people think it's a sweet spot, but in hand, I mean, it's light and it's small and it's definitely not gonna weigh your pocket down. It's still, you know, a pretty thin device. I definitely don't think it's the thinnest on the planet. But you know, it should be a really nice phone, especially at that price of $150, and I'm sure you're gonna find it on Amazon, all these other places for 99 bucks or free. You know, it's just gonna be a really affordable device. Let's go ahead and let's look at the camera really quick. So here's the Galaxy S3. So you can see the camera is really fast. You can hammer out pictures pretty quickly. I don't believe it has burst. Yeah, so if I hold down the picture button on a 1X something, that would be just snapping photos, so that doesn't work. You can go ahead and record videos and also snap photos, so that's kind of nice. So really the only thing it seems like they haven't added is that ImageSense chip, which allows you to do bursts and things like that, so that's a little bit unfortunate. So we'll be testing this phone fully, and we'll definitely figure out what the battery life situation's like, since it's only 1700 milliamp, but this is really the first we've got that's a Snapdragon S4 with LTE on Verizon. So it's kind of it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. You know, LTE in the past has just been so awful on battery life. So we'll dive into that. I did wanna show you, so here's next to the Galaxy S3. I'm actually gonna unplug it for a second here. So here it is next to the Galaxy S3. You can see it's quite a bit smaller, right? So 4.8 inch here, 4.0 inch here. And here it is next to it. I mean, you can definitely see such a difference there. Thickness wise, I mean, it looks close to being like the Galaxy S3, but I think the Galaxy S3's got it beat. Here it is next to the Galaxy Nexus. So you can see again, makes the Galaxy Nexus just look like a beast. See that? And let's go thin wise. Galaxy Nexus definitely, I would say, is a little bit thinner. So anyway, it's incredible 4G LTE. We'll be reviewing it. We'll dive into it. We'll give you everything you need to know in case this is the next phone for you. Anyway, Droid Life. Peace.